All right, great. Call the meeting to order. And I'd like to hear a motion to approve the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
All in
I'll
favor?
second it.
Oh, sorry. Seconded by Dave. All in favor?
Aye.
Consideration of the minutes of the DRB meeting of March 17th. I hear a motion to approve.
I move that we approve the minutes.
Here a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Election of officers. So we have a procedure there, or do you want to just throw it open to?
I think, yeah, you just throw it open to any nominees.
The chair and vice chair,
Yeah, I think that's how we normally do it here.
right? Well, I've only got, I think I've only got 8 months left on my term. I'm termed out.
Would you like to continue being chair, Mike?
I'd rather switch places with you. I think it'd be better.
The plan.
I'm
mean-
willing to do it.
Okay, well, I nominate
Alicia?
Alicia as the chair. Do I hear a
I
motion?
accept the nomination.
Do I hear a motion?
I move we promote Alicia to be the new chair.
And do I hear a motion for, actually, I'd be glad to get rid of being either the chair or the vice chair if anybody wanted to take it on. I mean, I'll do it.
Do you want to do it, Dave? I don't know how much longer you have left. I can't remember.
Term wise, I have time left, but I'm not particularly inclined to be in the chair position or vice chair.
We have, who's missing here?
Michelle.
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Why, do you want to do until your
Okay.
term's up, and then we'll see if Michelle might want her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I nominate Mike.
I'll second it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. Hand you the gavel, Alicia.
Well, since you're there, would you go ahead and run it?
Right.
I think it's
Okay.
easier to run it when you're in person.
I think that's right.
Thank you.
Okay, public hearing and consideration of DRB 2207 Tolvana Architects application on behalf of Clark and Catherine Reed for an accessory dwelling unit at 2316 Pacific Street. Request by Jay Orloff of Tolvana Architects on behalf of Clark and Catherine Reed to modify an existing detached garage for the purpose of adding an accessory dwelling unit. Property is located at 2316 Pacific Street in a residential low-density zoning district. Cannon Beach Municipal Code requires that all accessory dwelling units be reviewed by the DRB. Let's see. This is a quasi-judicial hearing. Does anyone object to the jurisdiction of the Design Review Board to hear the matter at this time? Does any commission member believe he or she has a conflict of interest or personal bias? Has any commission member had any ex parte contacts or made a site visit?
Drive by.
And the staff report, please.
The subject property is a 5,000 square foot lot zoned residential lower density. Improvements at the property include a 1,144 square foot single family dwelling and a 720 square foot detached garage. The surrounding property uses are residential in nature. The existing garage is a non-conforming structure that projects 12 inches into the required 5-foot side yard setback. As this improvement to add the ADU will exceed 50% of the value of the detached garage, it will be necessary under CBMC 1782040 regarding nonconforming structures for a setback reduction to be granted by the Planning Commission before any work can proceed. Mr. Orloff of Tolavana Architects has submitted a setback reduction application, and this is a scheduled item for next week's Planning Commission meeting. Pursuant to CBMC 1754080, any modifications to existing dwellings to create an accessory dwelling unit is subject to design review board approval. The proposed 600 square foot ADU would replace the existing gabled roof of the garage, altering the exterior of the detached garage. No change in the footprint of the structure would take place as a result of the project, and no off-street parking would be deleted, and the property will retain all of its current 4 off-street parking spaces upon completion, with 2 in the garage and 2 in the driveway facing Pacific Street. The subject property has previously been licensed as a short-term rental. However, that license is no longer current. Any approval shall be conditioned to prohibit the use of the ADU as a short-term rental.
All right. Okay, any additional correspondence? And this is, so it has to go to the Planning Commission, so this is contingent upon the Planning Commission approval.
Correct.
Right, 12 inches. Okay, the pertinent criteria to be considered noted in the staff reports and listed in the criteria sheets posted on the meeting page of the city's website. Testimony, arguments, and evidence must be directed towards that criterion or other criteria in the comprehensive plan or municipal code, which the person testifying believes to apply to the decision. Failure to raise an issue accompanied by statements or evidence sufficient to afford the decision maker and the parties an opportunity to respond to the issue precludes appeal based on that issue. Prior to the conclusion of the initial evidentiary hearing, any participant may require an opportunity to present additional testimony, arguments, or evidence regarding the application. The DRB shall grant such requests by continuing the public hearing or leaving the record open for additional written testimony, arguments, or evidence. Persons who testify shall first receive recognition from the chair, state their full name and mailing address, and if appearing in a representative capacity, identify whom they represent. Is there a presentation by the applicant?
Yes.
Step forward.
Jay Orloff, Tolavana Architects, PO Box 648, Tolavana Park, Cannon Beach, 97145.
And I just want to say for Dave and Alicia, this is a live person presenting. First time, I think.
First time in 2 years, right?
All right.
I'd be there if I was healthy.
The Reeds are looking to improve their property with an ADU above an existing garage, which has an attic, but unfortunately does not have enough attic space for the required use for the addition of the ADU. So we are looking to remove the existing roof and replace it with a new roof and new second floor structure, which I might note is compliant with the required setbacks. We are not looking to continue the setback infringement, but actually improve it by reducing the roof structure of the infraction, which ranges between 12 and 8 inches on the west boundary. This will be used strictly for the family. The Reeds are I believe a second or third, at least a second generation Cannon Beach property owners. Their daughter owns the Fetch dog store in town. This will be used for their family, and they are looking to, in the future, improve the property, the single family residence on the property, which this will be used as to be able to be occupied when they do that. We are replacing the gabled roof with another, basically a lower slope gabled roof. On the east and west, we will be doing a shed roof on both the east and west to reduce the height infraction of the setback. Short of that, it's very straightforward. It is just a simple one-bedroom ADU, 600 square feet.
There's no, that gets to the drawing. No dormers or anything.
No, the whole thing is sort of a dormer. We're setting up upon the existing plate for the second floor, extending the wall up, reducing the roof slope to gain more height and more space for the 600 square feet. If you look at section 5 on A2.1, you can see that our height is actually maybe 12 inches more than the existing, well within the boundaries of the 24 feet.
Yeah, well below 24.
We do have to provide an egress door out of the west side, but that will be also contingent within the setback reduction.
Mr. Orloff, you mentioned that they're going to potentially remodel or do something to the residential structure. Do you anticipate at that time that you would maybe match the new slope of the garage once you change that slope of that roof?
Yes, I will take that in consideration with the new design of the, or the remodel of the existing single-family residence. We're looking at this in the big picture, not just narrowing in on just the garage. We will be taking in the design of not only the roof, but also the finishes that we're showing on the exterior.
The what?
The exterior finishes will be taken into consideration.
Finishes. I didn't hear the word. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions of Jay? Okay, thanks very much. Okay, are there any, let's see, what am I looking for? Presentation by proponents, any proponents? Any opponents? And staff response?
The staff recommends approval with the conditions below. One, that the applicant shall obtain a setback reduction from the planning commission. 2, that a building permit shall be obtained. And 3, that the accessory dwelling unit shall not be used as a short-term rental.
Okay. Any additional statements or questions, Jay?
Yes, we did have a approval from the neighbor to the west. Chris and Cecilia Farley wrote a letter in which I submitted to the city.
All right. Okay, well, I'll close the public hearing and we can discuss it. Seems, who wants to start? Jen, the closest.
Well, you answered most of my questions, mostly about just the exterior and how the design is going to be congruent with the residential. That's great. I did have a question. Well, let me start with something positive. I think these long-term ADUs are awesome. If someone here in town didn't have an ADU like that, I wouldn't even be here in the city right now. So it's really positive, I think. And my only question was just about any like additional exterior lighting. If there's going to be any extra just for the neighbors around, and if that's
We would be
considered.
compliant. We would be compliant to the dark sky requirement,
Okay,
all down the no up lighting.
okay.
But we'll approve the lighting for the garage entry and also the egress on the west side. But again, we'll be compliant with the city's regulations for dark sky.
That's my only question.
Anybody else? Alicia or Dave?
I don't have any additional questions.
No, me either.
I have a little, I guess my only comment would be that the landscaping is rather on the skinny side. A little Escalonia hedge and a couple of hydrangeas, but I'm assuming that I mean, it's an existing house and it's pretty well landscaped anyway. Is that the reason, Jay?
Yes, and they are going to be looking at improving the patio and the rest of the landscaping around the house in the second phase of the project. So rather than putting a bunch in at this time, they're looking to replace some of the existing hydrangeas that have been lost due to climate with some just addition, very simple landscaping at this time, knowing that they will be improving it later on.
Is that brick patio already in?
Yes, that's an existing patio.
I think a mason used to own the house, actually.
I can't remember the gentleman's last name that had it before. I'll think of it probably the moment I leave.
Okay, well, that's all my comments is, so I think we're just going to focus on the architectural design and the landscape plan. Is that right?
I think just the architectural, yeah, you can do the landscape because of the parking requirement.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the architectural design?
I'm so moved. Where do we want to add the conditions, in this motion or a different motion?
Go ahead if you want. Yeah.
Okay, I move that we approve the architectural design with the conditions listed in the staff report.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second it.
Okay, been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the landscape design?
I don't see one.
You don't see one?
No.
Yeah, you could do site or landscape because all you're doing is looking at parking.
Well, he does have a little landscape drawing there. I mean, it's minimal, but I think we should.
I move that we approve the landscape design and site plan.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay. There we go.
Thanks, you.
Thank you.
Very much for your time today.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, no, it's a pleasure to be here. Very much so.
Okay, so this next item is a continuation of the last month's or previous 2 months ago, correct?
No.
The
Reconsideration.
DRB made decision or heard the request by Jillian Ironman for the replacement of the ground level windows and entry door for retail space, replacement of siding and roofing. Properties owned by Ironman Creations LLC and is located in the C1 commercial zone at 273 Beaver. So I don't think I need to go through the litany.
No.
So I'll just open it up. We'll reopen the hearing though.
You can. It's up to you. I mean, you don't have to. Okay.
I think maybe the applicant might want to ask some questions or make some comments. So do we have any staff? Do we have a staff report?
There is a staff report, but essentially the only thing worth going into is that the applicant has supplied 3 examples of proposed colors for the building, and this is the only aspect of the reconsideration that has not yet been resolved. All other aspects besides color have been resolved during previous meetings.
Okay. And we have these two, the two choices here are the Fort Pierce green and the more cloud white. Well, no,
So there are three choices. So her darker color is for the main body, and then the lighter color, such as that more cloud white, would be for the trim. And so there's a second page with two additional options. There's a gentle aquamarine with cloud white and a mountain laurel with cloud white for trim.
okay,
This was the original submission, this first color.
yeah,
And then we have two more that were submitted,
right.
as you mentioned in her.
I think, yeah. The aquamarine was submitted before,
Yeah,
and now we've got the mountain laurel
and she.
and Fort Pierce green.
Yeah.
So anybody want to chime in here? Do we want to hear from Jillian? Are you on with us?
I am, yes.
So what, you want to comment on this at all?
Sure, yes. Thank you so much for having me back. I am hoping that the third time's the charm. At this point, yes, we are just down to color, and I do just want to state that I do feel and hope that we have a color that we all can agree on. I have made a lot of effort in terms of research, in terms of consulting with professionals to obtain a color that I think fits the criteria for the coastal colors, as well as taking into account, of course, the board's comments and desires, and providing a distinctive yet complementary color to the surrounding buildings, yet being a bit of a contrast as well, especially to say the Christian Conference Center that dominates the area. So I'm excited to present it, and I am hoping that we're coming to a final point, because I do feel that it fits the criteria, and I'm excited.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So you want to start off, Jen?
Sure. Well, first, one thing, I think the best thing to actually look at the color is on the screen.
Yeah,
Just like the Pantones don't print correctly from a printer.
right.
So definitely,
To share the screen, Jim, maybe they, just so that Alicia and Dave all
sure, so they can see
are
it.
seeing the same thing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I work in graphic design, so I'm like, I know that is way more accurate. It'd be awesome if we could actually see real swatches, but in my opinion, I think it's way more on point with just the the aesthetic, and I totally understand wanting to stand out from the conference center. If I had a preference, I really like the mountain laurel. I think it just has the green. It's like it sways a little bit on the green side, and it's looking a lot better. I'm curious if once it's on paint, how really green it is. Because sometimes, it's hard to tell from a digital Pantone versus a swatch, but that's my 2 cents opinion.
Yeah, it would be nice to have the real thing on a board. Who else wants to chat? Alicia, Dave, Alicia?
I think I too prefer one of the greens, either the Fort Pierce green or the mountain laurel. I think are both very nice.
I would personally vote for the top one, which is the Fort Pierce green. I think the other one is a little too much on the dark side.
Okay.
My opinion.
I do think that Fort Pierce is gonna look really blue.
Oh.
If I
So-
could, I could.
So Alicia, you said Fort Pierce as well?
I said either Fort Pierce or Mountain Laurel, but to me on the screen right now, they both are on the green side. So I don't know if I mean, I just assumed by the name it was green, although on the printout it looks a little bit on the blue side. So you're right, it's hard to tell.
And did you say Fort Pierce?
I said Mountain Laurel. I
Mountain
think
Laurel,
that I think the Fort Pierce is going to translate way more blue in real life than it's looking on visually. That's just.
Well, I'm good with either Fort Pierce or Mountain Laurel.
Does the applicant have a choice that she was
I
wanting more than
do.
others?
Yes. Actually, my preferred one was the Fort Pierce green. My original concept was a blue. And I did actually like the Fort Pierce green because it does actually sway slightly blue. It has a slight teal in it. And I find that that is a nice kind of variation on a blue, on a green and a blue, that kind of goes in between, and it is slightly more coastal, just having that blue. And that was kind of my original concept. I do like the Mountain Laurel green as well. I do find though that it is a little darker, but I did want to provide some choices that I thought would be acceptable. But my preferred choice would be the Fort Pierce green, just because it does slant a little bit more toward the blue, which was my preferred color choice originally. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll throw it out there. I'll vote for the Fort Pierce green.
I'll second it.
Well, I wasn't a motion. I want to poll everybody. So
okay.
Dave, you like Fort Pierce, and
I
Alicia
do.
likes, what do you like, Alicia? Fort Pierce?
I do like the Fort Pierce, yeah.
Jen, you're okay with the Fort Pierce?
I'll live with it. Okay. It's fine.
Thank you.
I'm voting Mountain Laurel, but I'm not going to be.
You're not going to drag your heels?
No.
Okay. Well, let's have somebody make a motion for the Fort Pierce and the cloud white trim. Somebody want to make that motion?
I'll move
Go
that
ahead,
we
Dave.
accept the Fort Pierce green with the cloud white trim.
Okay. Somebody second that.
Second,
Okay. All in favor?
aye.
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 All right, thank you, Jillian.
All right.
Thank you very much. I much appreciated.
Good luck.
Glad
All
it's
right.
resolved.
Yep.
Okay, so the next item is request by Darwin Turner on behalf of West Premium Cannabis for approval of a freestanding sign at 3115 South Hemlock. Design review for a new freestanding sign in a limited commercial zone. Request for an existing standalone commercial building. The new tenant, West Premium Cannabis, is requesting a 13-foot freestanding sign with no other signage up for the site. The DRB's role is to review the proposed freestanding sign's color, material size, and design. Sign content is not reviewable. But this isn't a public hearing. We're just discussing.
So I have a question. The staff recommendation, basically in the staff report, it says that it meets all their criteria, but then the recommendation doesn't just say approve it. And I didn't know why. It says that we should approve, modify, or deny based on design, color, style, materials, and placement. But if the materials and the placement and the everything are met, and we
Oh,
don't
yes.
govern content.
So Alicia, first off, I want to point out something on the staff report that Dave pointed out to me, which is in my cutting and pasting, I improperly put the wrong second paragraph. Says the proposed sign height is about 16 feet. It is not 16 feet high.
I was gonna ask that.
So anyhow, that was error, to say the least. So let me pull it up really quick.
It looks like it's about 5.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it is 44.5 inches up to the top of that signpost. It looks like it'll extend a little bit more with that rake coming up off the top. But anyhow, 58 inches wide and 13 square foot signage. And yeah, it meets the requirement, but the reason the staff report's written that way is we recommend approval because it meets all the criteria, but it's up to you guys to actually approve it. I guess you can find something wrong.
Yeah, it's the aesthetic. That's the aesthetic job is ours. Yeah. Yeah, that was 13 feet was a little alarming.
So this is just a discussion about it?
Yeah,
We're not deciding?
no,
Yeah, you are deciding. It's not a public hearing type of thing. Usually it's just a non-hearing item. So.
but we can, if you want to amend it, suggest an amendment or change to the sign, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you would like Mountain Laurel green.
Yeah. That might be better than this. I'm not sure about this one. It's looking very neon. Is that
the true color, that Kelly green? Darwin?
We were thinking kind of, the typical cannabis green, but opposed to having it be natural wood or bring the green in a different way that's maybe not so obtrusive.
I've never seen any cannabis that color.
what kind of cannabis is this? No.
Yeah, I think it's a little too bright.
Yeah, I think
With that color.
I think it could just take a little bit more natural look somewhere in there. I do like the green is a bit bright, like if it was more like a forest green, and then incorporating like some sort of natural like wood in the sign would be a little bit more in line.
Let's do natural wood posts, and the color of the sign itself, we were trying to draw some of the color from the building over to it. So it's kind of a charcoal.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
To match.
To, bring the two together. So
the uprights would be natural cedar.
yeah, on each side and across the bottom.
Okay, and then, so then that's it. And then the sign face itself is that color, which is,
A charcoal.
yeah.
To match.
Yeah, I like the color of the building, actually. I think it would relate nicely. Then, of course, the cedar will gray out over time as well.
And the west and the logo in the west, we're looking at that being more of a gold color. It doesn't translate there very well, but
Kind of like you did on the building here.
yeah, kind of, a gold leaf looking.
Okay.
Okay. So is that acceptable to everybody? Alicia, Dave?
Yes. Do you want us to
Sounds
make
good.
a motion?
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll move that we approve the sign with natural cedar posts and the colors as shown in design as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
We'll be buying tomorrow.
Okay. And then go just.
Oh, do we have to make a motion to approve the orders?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I move that we let Mike
I'll give
approve
you
the
a call
orders, or sign the orders or whatever it is.
I'll probably be going in under money.
That's not on the,
Do you need to get in the building?
A faulty agenda.
Let you know.
it's a faulty agenda, Katie. Good
Yes,
grief.
yes.
So, yeah, do I hear a motion to approve the signing of the orders?
So move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Have a great night.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right.
And so just want to remind everybody, first off, just want to thank everybody for that attended the joint work session. I thought it went well. I hope you guys did. I've heard positive feedback from everyone so far. The other thing is, as I pointed out, that please spread the word about the Cannon Beach TSP.com. The online open houses will be open the rest of the month, so for another week. And so we're hoping to get some feedback on that, as many people over there. Then we will move into at next month's planning commission meeting will be the first, it'll be the first hearing. They'll have a joint work session on May 10th with the planning commission. And so that's winding down. Let me see, Jan was on. I'll just see if she wants for good of the order, if you guys are ready to move on to that.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jan, did you have anything?
Hi, I just wanted to thank everybody who spoke up for the trees at the joint meeting with the other, the other groups. I thought it was very heartening to hear how much people care still about the trees of our community. So thank you, everyone, and let's just keep working on our saving of our trees and replanting lots more. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jan. All right, anything
All right.
else, anybody?
Not for me.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Alicia, on your election.
Thank you.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
Thanks, Dave. Bye-bye.
Bye.